The sun is setting, the lights are flickering on, and the air is buzzing with anticipation. It's the perfect time to see the stars and ride the movies. Hi, I'm John.
I'm Mary, and from the tallest drops to the wildest rides, welcome to Everpop.
Oh boy, Mary, I've been waiting for this one.
It's your favorite one.
Oh yeah, it's Universal Studios Florida, which
Woo!
opened June 7th, 1990.
I was not even born yet. That is crazy.
I was born. I was a baby.
Old man.
Yeah, I know. Now, before we dive into Universal Studios Florida, let me give like a little background. I'm not going to give like the complete story. Maybe someday for Universal Studios Hollywood. But now we're just dealing with the Florida park. So, Mary, did you know this? Obviously, Universal Studios started as a, on the West Coast as
Right.
an actual movie studio.
I only know that actually from you.
Oh, okay, cool. But you see, just telling people facts every day.
All day, every day. Mostly
Yeah.
about Universal Studios Florida.
Yeah, exactly. Well, like Universal Studios was started like over 100 years ago. They're back in the day when they were making silent movies. One of the owners of Universal Studios, whose name I can't come to mind right
Oh my
now.
God, John, not again with the research.
Yes, again. But anyway, that's not important right now. But there used to be tours on the lot. And, that was all cool because, there's silent movies back then. So, you could have like big tram tours, looking at people, filming movies and stuff.
That is so cool. I wish that was still a thing.
Yeah, well, it's kind of a thing. And I'll get to that in a minute. But, silent film kind of fell out of favor. So, obviously you can't have, guests, looking at actors filming the movies and stuff. So they got rid of the tram tours. But they brought the tram tours back in the 60s because, Universal has a lot of sets and everything. So, people would, it'd be like a whole day thing. It would go through different locations and all that stuff. People would, have lunch, and it was really fun. But in the 70s or the 80s, it depends. I can't remember because I didn't do my history homework. But there was a King Kong encounter, which was based off the 1976 remake of King Kong. And people really dug that. It was a really cool.
That sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, because it was like you were doing the tram tour. And like I said, we'll cover the tram tour in, on another episode. But, it was King Kong right there, right next to you. You smelled the banana breath right there.
Not the banana breath. I think that's something that my son would have loved to see.
Oh, yeah.
He's kind of new into King Kong.
Yeah,
so.
it was really cool. It was really cool. And I believe it was designed by Peter Alexander. But anyway, Spielberg, he saw it, and he was amazed by it. But and he asked Peter Alexander, could you build like a whole ride by that? And Peter Alexander was like, bet. But anyway,
I love that attitude.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, at the Mouse House, it's like Michael Eisner was opening a new theme park of his own. You want to know what that theme park was, Mary?
What was it, John?
That was Disney MGM Studios.
What?
Yeah, in fact, Universal had wanted to build a theme park for a while, but Disney beat them to the punch, because actually Universal wanted to partner with some people, and Universal basically kind of accused Eisner of ripping off their idea because...
Do you think he did?
Oh, totally. 100%.
I was going to say it's almost exactly the same, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, concept-wise.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, Disney actually was able to get their theme park up off the ground first, like a year before Universal. And one advantage that Universal had over Disney, Mary?
What was that?
They had their own IP. They didn't have to partner with another studio to do the rides. And there's a lot of, ride ideas thrown out. But they had access to IPs such as King Kong, Back to the Future, Earthquake.
John's favorite is Back to the Future.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. But anyway, they had all the IP, so, they could build all the... Oh, and Jaws, too. I forgot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for Jaws. But anyway, they had all the IP to do it, so they went into the theme park game. And they opened their park. It was actually supposed to open in May, but the official opening was June 7th, 1990. Mary, how do you think the first day went?
Well, probably pretty hectic.
Yeah, hectic, you're being kind. It was a complete disaster.
Well, and I can only speak from, and now I've never been at a theme park on its first day ever.
Right.
But as someone who used to work in a theme park, the first day of the season is always chaos. Yeah. So I can only imagine the first day ever is just complete insanity.
No, it was more than insanity. It was, when I say it was a complete disaster, it was a complete disaster, as in most of the rides didn't even work.
What?
Yeah, because some of the opening day attractions, let me tell you, it was Jaws, it was the King Kong, or they called it Kong-frontation, which...
Oh no, I hate that. I wish they hadn't done that.
I love that title.
I'm sure you do.
Get it? Because confrontation.
Yeah,
you put Kong-frontation.
Oh no, John. We've spent too much time on that.
And they had Earthquake, the big one, and they had the Fantastic World of Hanna-Barbera.
Hanna-Barbera!
Yeah, exactly. We'll do an episode on Hanna-Barbera eventually. But out of all the rides, the only one that was really running smoothly was the Fantastic World of Hanna-Barbera. Now, just real quick on what some of these rides are. Fantastic World of Hanna-Barbera is basically a motion simulator. King Kong was basically like a dark ride. You were riding like the Roosevelt tram system, and you encountered King Kong multiple times throughout the ride.
Sounds stressful to me.
It was awesome. Earthquake was basically, like a dark ride too. It was like half show, half ride. It was pretty cool. And Jaws was a boat ride. When you were counting Jaws, it was a cool concept. None of the rides worked. In fact,
that's awful.
It was. In fact, one of the rides, Jaws, had to close after like a month or two because the damn ride just wouldn't work. It was reported that Steven Spielberg and his family got trapped.
No.
Yeah, on Jaws.
That's kind of funny.
It's hilarious.
Do we know where in the ride they got stuck?
We don't know, and you know what? It's just speculation. But I like to think that Spielberg got trapped on the ride because that's just so funny.
I really hope he did, and I really hope it was at a scary part. The Jaws movies are good, but I don't find it necessary to watch them.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
I'll watch them with my kids when they're old enough.
Yeah.
I could probably watch it now. I just don't want them to be afraid of the water.
Yeah, first one is really the only good one, but...
I don't think I remember anything about Jaws 2, to be honest, other than, Jaws.
Just when you thought it was safe to go into the water, Jaws 2. And Jaws 3, which was in 3D.
Oh, God. I can't imagine that was
good. It took
good.
place in like a marine park.
Stop, that's awful. That's so dumb.
We'll talk about the Jaws movies eventually. But, yeah, the Jaws ride was so bad that Universal sued the ride maker.
Stop.
They sued the ride maker because they say you built a crappy ride.
Who was the ride maker?
It was, I believe, Oceaneering Entertainment. I want to say that's it. My God, I hope that's it. It you know what?
Be confident. Say what you just.
Yeah, it is it. And then they had to rebuild the ride from scratch, and they got Totally Fun Company to rebuild the ride. And then the Jaws ride didn't open up again until like 1993.
Wow,
yeah.
Jaws took a little snooze.
Yeah, it was chaos. Like Universal had to give vouchers to guests. They said, please come back when everything is working.
Wow, that sounds horrible.
But you know what? It was fine because the first Disneyland, the Disneyland in California, that had a rough start too.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that later. I was not born in 1955, obviously, but I'm just saying.
John was there.
Yeah, I was there. I'm an old man. But, Disneyland had a rough opening day too.
That's how it goes sometimes. It's a lot of trial and error.
Yeah, it is. But, Mary, do you want to know the ride that reverse Universal's fortunes?
I would love to know the ride.
Back to the Future, the ride.
Oh, of course it
One
was.
of the greatest rides of all time.
He's going to fangirl.
Oh, I'm totally going to fangirl. And the great thing, you can see the ride footage on YouTube. And if you don't want to watch on YouTube, Back to the Future Blu-ray actually has the ride footage on it and all the pre-show rides to it. Because, basically with some of these Universal rides, you get in line, go through the queue, there would be a pre-show, and then you would actually get on the ride.
Right.
I can't tell you how much I love Back to the Future, the ride. It was one of my favorite rides growing up. I'm fangirling over the ride.
You should see the way his eyes line up when he talks about Back to the Future. It's really something to see.
I wish there was an actual time machine.
No.
Yes, I wish there was a time machine. I'd give anything to go back and ride that ride one more time. I give him my firstborn son.
Yikes! Yikes!
Just kidding, folks. Just kidding.
God.
Just kidding.
I'm going to tell your wife you said that.
I know, but she's right over there, so she heard everything I said.
I'm still going to tell her.
I do a Spider-Man Mephisto deal. I'm getting off tangent.
Wow.
I'm getting off a tangent, but I had to say this. Like, in one of the Spider-Man comics, basically Peter Parker makes a deal with the Marvel Devil, Mephisto, to erase their marriage from... And I would do the same just to get on Back to the Future the ride one more time.
I think we really need to unpack this.
I'm just kidding.
I don't believe you. Anyway, folks, we'll move on. So that was the ride that restored faith to Universal. My God.
But as time went on, Universal got more rides in and everything. They started opening other rides like Terminator 2, Twister, Ride It Out. It just kept on.
I would have loved to ride the Twister ride.
It ain't that good.
Really?
To be honest with you. I mean, it was fine, but it's okay. It's like, it wasn't really a ride. It was more of a show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's fair.
It was an intense show, but, I was expecting a ride. But anyway, just real quick, let's just go through the different lands in Universal.
Okay, let's do it.
So, when you go through the gates, which, if you've seen, the archway to Universal Studios, it is fantastic.
It is a sight to behold.
And they're playing all the music from Universal movies and stuff. It's great. But when you first go in, it had to happen eventually. It's now Minion Land on Illumination Avenue.
Which is crazy that they have their own land.
Mary, if you would have told me 10 years ago, well, not 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, that the Minions would have invaded Universal, I would have called you crazy. I did not know.
I would have agreed. I'm gonna, a hot take. I have a hot take.
Okay, go for it.
I think the Minion movies are horrific. I think after the first and potentially the second, it should have ended. And what I find the weirdest is that adults are the people who like the Minions so much.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why people are so... I get, they're cute, they're funny. I like them.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure I quite grasp the obsession. And I find them to be horrific. To the extent that people love them. It's too much to me.
That's fair. I think the Minions are best in small doses.
Correct. I completely agree.
If they're in, little shorts and stuff. I can take them in shorts. But if they're, full-on movie mode, I get tired of them very quickly.
Yeah, I just can't take it.
Yeah. But anyway, in Minion Land, there's Despicable Me, Minion Mayhem, of course.
Which I haven't been on because that's new, right?
Yeah, that's
that
new.
Just opened recently?
Well, it's been open for a few years. Well, not a few years. Before the pandemic, I just say everything that's been open. It's been open before the pandemic. That's what I like to say. But before that, it was Jimmy Neutron's Nicktoon Blast.
Oh, I really would have loved that.
It's on YouTube.
I'm gonna have to watch it.
And then before that, that's where the Fantastic World of Hanna-Barbera was, which is an insane ride.
That sounds insane.
But
what happened on that ride?
Well, just real quick, it was kind of crazy ride actually. So you go to the pre-show area, right? You're greeted by Yogi Bear and Boo Boo, And then you have like Joseph Hanna and William Barbera, and they're talking to their creations, like the Flintstones and George Jetson and Scooby Doo. It's really weird. It's like, and they talk about like the history of animation real quick, and they say like, well, computers, do animation now. It's this big oversized computer, and then Dick Dastardly and Muttley come and everything. And then like they kidnap Elroy Jetson. So now you have to
kidnap Elroy Jetson?
They do kidnap Elroy Jetson, and then Dick Dastardly and Muttley like kidnap them. Then you go into the show area, and it's like you're in a motion simulator type of rocket, but not really, because you're basically in a big auditorium. So you're on an adventure to try to rescue Elroy Jetson because he's an all-American boy, So you're going to the past with the Flintstones. I don't know how time travel works in this ride. They run on rubber band power, apparently.
I love that.
I know.
Yabba dabba doo.
Yeah, yabba dabba doo. Then they go to the present, and you see Scooby Doo, and then you go to the future. I think the Jetsons take place in 2062. So just get ready. In about 30, 40 some years, we're going to be living.
We'll be dead, John.
Maybe.
We'll be dead. I'm pretty confident.
Yeah, but so maybe my stepson and your kids, they'll be living.
They'll be up there.
They'll be living in high towers.
We'll be dead.
Yeah, and stuff. They go to the future and stuff. It's an interesting ride.
It sounds crazy.
It is, and then the same with Jimmy Neutron's Nicktoon Blast. Like you see the different Nicktoons and everything. It's like I said, all of these are on YouTube, so like take a look at it, folks. It's really interesting. And then also, there's like a Villain Con ride where you shoot up the different villains of the Despicable Me franchise.
I would love that ride.
Yeah,
because I do like the Despicable Me movies. It's the hot take about the Minions.
Yeah, it's cool. So you shoot all the villains from Despicable Me ride. It's a cool ride,
and that's all in Minion Land.
That's all in Minion Land. It's really chaotic.
And then you have New York, right, which has a couple different rides. Which it has one of my favorite rides at Universal.
Oh yeah,
which is Revenge of the Mummy.
Yeah,
I think it's so fun.
It's a blast.
I could not get up the courage to go on the Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket.
Hot take? Now, I don't know if this is a hot take or not. I don't particularly care for that ride.
That is the one I'm thinking of. It's like the red coaster.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, you like straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't get myself to do it the last time we went, but why do you not think it's that good? Let's hear it.
My main reason is, so you're on the roller coaster, right? Mm-hmm. And you can listen to like music, which is cool.
So cool.
Yeah. But it's been open since, I want to say, like 2010 or whatever. And then I just went on it again this year. It's the same freaking songs from 2010.
That's a little annoying.
And I know you can type in like secret.
Although it was a great year for music.
It is. It's like they have Beastie Boys, they got Kanye, they got like Cypress Hill, they got other songs on there. And I know there's like secret songs because you like, if you don't want to listen to those songs, they have like secret codes so you can type in. I can never remember the secret codes to type in.
Oh my God.
But I don't know. I just don't like the coaster.
Fair enough. You don't like it.
Yeah, I just don't particularly care for it. Then they got Race Through New York starring Jimmy Fallon.
I love that ride.
Yeah?
I love that ride. I love it so much. We had so much fun on that ride.
I think it depends on how much you like Jimmy Fallon.
I like him a decent amount.
Yeah.
I think he's a cutie. I know there's been a lot of controversy around him before, but I think his core is good.
Yeah.
As good as it can be, right? Like
I also love how it's just basically a walking advertisement for the Tonight Show and NBC.
It absolutely is.
And it's like, wow, it's like you're not even trying to...
Shameless plug.
Yeah, you're not even trying to hide it,
no.
man. I'm just
respect.
So, yeah,
But I had fun on it.
Yeah, I had fun, so that's the important thing. But, so yeah. But then, like I said, they got...
The Transformer ride.
Yeah, the Transformers ride. Oh, yeah. It was... Transformers ride is pretty cool. It opened, like, I think it opened in Hollywood first before... No, it opened in Singapore first, and then Hollywood, then I think in Orlando.
Well, I have to say that was probably one of JC's favorite rides. My husband loved that ride. I thought it was cool, but I don't dislike Transformers by any means. I'm just not like a diehard fan.
Yeah.
So like I thought it was cool, and I'm not a fan, so I imagine fans of it are like diehards for it.
It was a fun ride. It's basically, if you've never been, it's basically the same structure as the Spider-Man ride in Islands of Adventure.
I love that ride.
Yeah, and I'll get into how much I love that Spider-Man ride in Islands of Adventure.
I think that might be our whole episode next week is just the Spider-Man ride in Islands of Adventure.
Basically, just 2 hours of saying like how Spider-Man is the greatest ride of all existence. It's almost as good as Back to the Future, the ride, but
John would potentially give up his second-born son to ride that ride.
Potentially. Did you talk about Revenge of the Mummy?
Yes, I love Revenge of the Mummy. It is one of my favorite rides.
Yeah, but before that, it was like I said, it was Confrontation.
You really like to say it.
I do, because it's such a clever pun. But it's like, it's dressed up as like 1970s New York, and you board like a tram. That's the Roosevelt Island tram, I think that's what it is. So you're like in the air, and then you see King Kong, and it's just like, you smell
I think you really love this ride.
I did love Confrontation, and it was great. It was awesome. Kong like lifts you up and puts you down and stuff. He roars at you and just like,
wow.
It was
life changing.
It was great. It was really great.
Well, I love that for you. I love that the most non-confrontational person that I've ever met loves a ride called, say it, go ahead.
Confrontation.
It's funny.
It is. I love it.
And also in New York, it looks like they've got that Universal Music Plaza stage.
Yeah, it did. It actually, and I didn't like write this down. It's just coming back to me now. That actually used to be the Boneyard. And you know what that is?
No.
That Boneyard used to be like props from different movies, so you could walk around.
That's cool.
Yeah. It was really cool. So let's move on to San Francisco. And I have really strong feelings about this next ride.
Okay. Are they okay? Go ahead. I'm interested.
Well, it's Fast and Furious Supercharged.
It's about family.
It is about family.
It's all it's ever about.
It's dog shit. I don't think I've ever cursed on this podcast before. I was saving it for a special occasion.
It's dog shit.
It really is.
Okay. Don't hold back.
Yeah, I know. It's like,
it is not a fun ride, I'll give you that.
It's lame. It's really lame. It's like, and you know what the thing is? And you know what the thing is though? It's like, because they have a identical type of ride, like the Fast and Furious ride in Universal Studios Hollywood, because it's part of the tram tour, and it fits better there. But as like a standalone attraction,
it's just not good.
It's just not good, and it makes no sense.
And like the pre-show sucks.
It does. Everything. The only good thing about that ride is seeing the cool cars in the queue.
Yeah, that is actually the only good thing about it. I would agree.
I hate this.
And that's it. That's the tea on that ride.
That's basically it. And I hate it because it took away basically two attractions. One attraction was Beetlejuice's Graveyard Review, which was a really cool show. It's basically Beetlejuice is rocking out with like the Universal monsters. That was always cool. And then it also replaced Disaster, a major motion picture ride starring you.
Well, that's that.
Yeah, and then before that, it replaced Earthquake, the big one. Which is basically, it's the big one.
That seems like a crazy ride.
It was an interesting ride because, like, it showed you, like, the behind the scenes of, like, how special effects work. So it was really cool because, it's like they present, like, miniature models and stuff. They do, like, green screen and stuff, and just how, like, movie magic is made as far as, like, like stunt work and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, it was really cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. And just, and then they finally took you, like, to, like, they put you on, like, a, underground tram, and, you actually experience, a big earthquake. So that was always a fun ride.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah. And Mary, do you want to talk about the Wizarding World of Harry Potter real quick?
I always want to talk about that.
Yeah, okay.
So I remember it was, I think, like 2003 when like there were some rumors going around about were they going to open a ride that had to do with Harry Potter or not, and I think people were like, oh, it'll just be a ride.
Yeah.
But then on May 31st in 2007, Universal, in partnership with Warner Bros., actually announced the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and that it would be built as the 7th of the Islands Adventure Park. So that was fun, and I think the first attraction there opened on June 18th in 2010.
Yeah, correct.
Shortly, right? And so it was super cool. I am a big nerd.
Yeah.
And though J.K. Rowling and I have a lot of differences, I read those books religiously growing up, and I really liked them. So getting to go to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter was incredible. It's so cool.
Oh, yeah.
You cannot see the outside once you enter Diagon Alley.
Right.
Which is incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I was baffled.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I knew what time it was. I don't think I knew what day it was. Like, I was in it. It was very, very cool.
Right.
And there's actually, like, a phone booth in Diagon Alley where you can speak to the Ministry of Magic. I think you just dial, like, 62442 and like this little red phone booth outside of King's Cross Station, and it connects you to the Ministry of Magic, which is
that's pretty cool.
Unhinged. It's so cool. I did it, and I think there's a video of me geeking out.
Yeah.
So that's super cool, and also what some people might not know now, but us millennials would know because we used to have to text on really, really old phones.
Yeah.
62442 translates to magic on an old phone.
I did not know that.
Spooky.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, very cool stuff.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. Now, that's also the Wizarding World. It's like it also shares a space. It's like Diagon Alley / London.
Yes.
Because
and Hogsmeade.
Yeah. Because you take the King's Cross station, and that connects you to Islands of Adventure, and like you said, Hogsmeade and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's I've found that to be very cool. Although if you want to get on that train, though, you gotta get the 2 park tickets.
And it was worth it because let me tell you, going on to platform 9 3/4 was like a thing for me.
Yeah.
It was a thing. Like I was convinced I would have gotten a like a Hogwarts letter back in the day.
Yeah.
And once you're on board that train, you can see a bunch of different scenes of the British countryside, and that's really cool. And I think there's like a special effect on it, makes it like a brick wall, but it's not really.
Yeah.
It's very cool. I had a great time. I had so much fun. We got a picture in front of the train.
Cool.
I was full nerding. Like, I will be so real with you. I really loved it. Like, it's so cool. And when you see Gringotts, when you first walk in,
right,
there's the dragon that blows fire.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my God. You can go see a Nimbus 2000, which,
Yeah.
was the broom I wanted because that's what Harry Potter had.
Of course.
Duh.
Of course.
And, you can see Ollivanders. You get to see all of that. It's all so cool.
Right.
And it's completely immersive, which it's like unmatched. Now, I haven't been there since 2018.
Right.
So they've added some new rides. What's the new one? It's Hagrid's.
Yeah, in Islands of Adventure, that's the Hagrid's motorbike magical creatures adventure.
I wasn't sure where that was, really.
Yeah, that's an Islands of Adventure. The Harry Potter ride in University of Florida is Harry Potter and Escape from Gringotts.
Which is so fun.
It is.
It is so fun, and it's so cool, and I love the queue.
Yeah. Also, something I noticed the last time I rode the ride, they got rid of the 3D... No, I'm sorry, that was Kong. You have to wear the 3D glasses on the ride, and I don't particularly care for that.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like if I'm on a roller coaster, because it stops and stuff for different scenes.
Little cut scenes.
Yeah, and I don't particularly care about that because, if you're riding a roller coaster, I just want it to keep going. Instead, I gotta watch the scenes and stuff, and it's cool, but out of all the Harry Potter rides in Universal, that would probably be my least favorite. And don't get me wrong, I'm not hating on the ride.
No, I get it.
It's fun, but It's probably my least favorite out of
I
all
can
of
get
them.
that because I think a couple of the other ones are a little more fun, but I do like it.
Yeah. But also, real quick, before, Harry Potter took over, that used to be Amity. So, and that's the beach town from Jaws.
Man, Jaws was everywhere. Jaws was ruling this park.
I know. It's one of my life goals to go to Universal Studios Japan because they still have the Jaws ride there.
I didn't know that.
They sure do. They sure do. Jaws, like I said, when Jaws first opened in 1990, it was a total waste. It was like kept breaking down. The shark wouldn't work, which is funny because like that's what happened on the film set of the first Jaws. The damn shark wouldn't work. But when they reopened it in 1993, man, they got it working. It was like pyrotechnics. You saw the shark. Da 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 da. But the skipper, if you had a good skipper, he or she made the ride because you had like the fire. Then at the very end, Jaws ate up the electric line. And he would shoot like, and then it's like the burnt shark, and the skipper would say, "Oh, that's just disgusting," and like Jaws will leap at you for the last time and say, "Oh, we really nailed that shark, didn't we?" Or something like that.
Yikes!
But
I can all.
Well, because in the original Jaws ride, it was something like right out of like Jaws 2, where like they would shoot the grenade launcher into the shark's mouth, and then like the shark would like blow up, and then you see like the shark chunks and stuff. So yeah, because and also in the original ride, and why it didn't work because Jaws would actually like drag your boat and stuff, but I just assumed that was really hard for a mechanical shark to do. So that's why they like totally revamped it. But yeah, I miss Jaws, so.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it
And then
is.
you do switch over to the World Expo.
Yes, the World Expo.
Where it's got the Men in Black alien attack.
Yes, which is basically just a giant arcade game.
I love that ride.
It's awesome.
I found it to, I don't think I thought I would like it as much as I did.
Yeah.
I think when we were in line, I was like, okay, it's a Men in Black ride, whatever.
Right.
And then I got on it, and I was just proven wrong, and I was happy about it. I had a ton of fun.
I can't tell you how many times I've ridden that ride just over and over again, like with my friend, and just like trying to get the high score. And kids, like, here's a tip for you if you didn't know. Like, keep your finger on the trigger. Don't. Just keep it on there, and also do press the red button when you're like getting ready to like get on that giant alien. And also, just another tip. I know I'm just handing out free tips. Like when you're facing against like the rival car, hit the fusion exhaust port on the top.
Yes.
And if you keep hitting that, you'll hit the little ching, 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 and you can get mass points too. I know people already probably know
John
this.
With the hot tip.
Yeah, that's with the hot tip. But yeah, Men in Black is pretty cool. That's part of the World Expo. And then let's go over to Springfield.
Yeah, which was super cool for me because I grew up on The Simpsons.
Yeah.
My dad, his favorite show was The Simpsons. I think it was kind of like their version of Family Guy, like that generation.
Yeah.
Except better. It was better written than Family Guy.
Well,
and better executed.
I had to. Maybe that's
predicting the future, John. I don't know what you want.
It is. That's another discussion.
I don't know how you want to compare that to Family Guy.
Yeah.
But the Simpsons stuff is super cool.
Yeah.
I believe like the ride's Twirl and Hurl.
Yeah, it was Kang and Kodo's Twirl and Hurl. Yeah. That's a fun ride.
It is fun, and the theming's really cool. You can walk into Moe's Bar.
Yeah.
Which is like a staple in the show. It's where Homer and everyone's always hanging out.
Right. And then, of course, you got the Simpsons ride, which took the place of Back to the Future, the ride. I could go on an hour about how unhappy I am about that, but that's not the time for that. We got to go through the rest of Universal Studios Florida. But
so right on over to Hollywood, we've got what do we got over in Hollywood, John?
Well, we got the Bourne Stuntacular, which I have to say is an amazing show.
I didn't get to see it.
Oh my god!
So I will be excited to see it when I go if it's still there.
It's a really good show. Hopefully, it's there for a while. Because it blends practical effects and like in like screen technology, and it's really a thrilling show. And I never thought I'd say this, but it's just as good as the show before it, which was Terminator 2 3D Battle Across Time.
Yikes.
It's awesome.
How could anything be better than that?
I know, right? It was basically like a mini sequel to Terminator 2, except it was in 3D. You had all the major players. You had James Cameron. You had Arnold. You had Linda Hamilton. You had Edward Furlong, and you went up against the T-1000, man. It was truly something you couldn't replicate in any other medium.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like, I love that show. I really did. But
there's also E.T. Adventure.
Oh, there is. I love E.T. Adventure.
I need to tell everyone on this podcast, all like 12 of our listeners, something.
Yeah.
That ride's emotional. I love it. It's so cool. It's so sweet. When you walk in, you have to type your name in.
Yeah.
And then at one point, you get to hear E.T. say your name. And so for me, it was like, Mary. And it was just so precious and cute, and I loved it so much. And I love that ride. And I don't know what I was expecting from it.
Right.
But I truly was like, this is the coolest ride in this park, and I love it so much. It's very cool.
It's a great ride. And plus, like, Universal Studios Florida, that's the only place where you can ride it, because they took away the ones in Japan and Hollywood.
Why?
They just did. And I don't think Spielberg was very happy about that. So,
I will be rioting if they ever try to take it from us in Florida.
But so. I feel like this is one of those rides that's just gonna be there, as long as Spielberg is involved with the parks and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing, because that ride needs to stay there forever.
For sure.
Because I understand that Universal, they replace rides, because movies, the popularity comes and goes. But
it does.
I feel like E.T. is like, it's eternal, man. Okay. As far as like coming and going, though, it's like you got the kids areas, though. That's
the DreamWorks Land.
Yeah, DreamWorks Land, but it used to be Woody Woodpecker's Kids Zone. I can never say Woody Woodpecker with a straight face.
Who can?
But before that, it used to be Fiefel's Playland.
Okay, and I loved Fievel.
Yeah, I do too. Fievel Mousekewitz. I love that little mouse.
I do too.
There right now, they got the Trolls Troller Coaster.
Yikes, I hate that.
But and
Trolls kill me.
And you got a bunch of other, DreamWorks properties there and everything. You even got you got a restaurant where you can get a Shrek pretzel.
I do want the Shrek pretzel.
It looked pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. But also, you used to have a day in the park with Barney. You used to have Curious George go to town. Just a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as far as like some other former attractions, though, and you used to have the Norman Bates house there, which was pretty cool because they used that for like Psycho 4, the beginning.
No way, I didn't know that.
Yeah, which was like a, which was a TV movie, so... You used to have the Swamp Thing set there because it used to be like a Swamp Thing show in the early 90s. And Universal actually had like a mini version of like the tram tour there. But
very cool.
Didn't really work out because, like I said, they didn't really film as much stuff in Universal. Well, with the exception of like Nickelodeon Studios, they really didn't film a lot of stuff. At least not as much as Universal Studios.
Which we will get into Nickelodeon eventually one day too.
Oh yeah, definitely. We can't cover Nickelodeon here. That deserves its own episode.
That's gonna need multiple episodes.
Oh yeah, and they had
There's no way we could do that in one.
Oh yeah, they had the Hard Rock Cafe there, and like I said, they got Halloween Horror Nights.
That started like what, 1991?
Yep, 91. And it's like they got some other seasonal events, but all anyone cares is about Horror Nights. And we'll actually discuss that too, because I love freaking Hollywood Horror Nights. Did I say Hollywood Horror Nights?
You did.
No, I did. I love Halloween Horror Nights.
There you
That's
go.
really good.
That's what you love.
Yep. So that's basically a brief overview and history of Universal Studios Florida. So that's all I got, Mary. You got anything else to add?
No, I think that's it. I think my would skips at this park would for sure be the Fast and Furious ride.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I would skip that in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah,
and
definitely.
I think I could live without the Minion ride.
Yeah,
I think my must-dos would be Revenge of the Mummy.
Yeah.
Because that ride is incredible.
Oh yeah.
And probably the ET ride because I love it so much.
Yeah, like I said, must skips is definitely Fast and Furious Supercharged. That's just a waste of time.
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
Just look at each other and be like, it's about family when you're on a more fun ride, and it's the same thing.
Yeah, and
it's just
and my must do is actually Revenge the Mummy and Transformers the Ride. So yeah.
Perfect. I love that for us.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and just one further thing. If you want some food there, you gotta go during Halloween Horror Nights and get some pizza fries.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Oh, they'll clog your arteries like crazy, but
if
it's so good.
If I'm gonna die, I want to die happy.
Of course. Oh, and if you're looking for must foods, must eats though during like the regular season, Springfield has like
all the food.
Yeah, it's like fast food boulevard, so you'll find something for any occasion.
100%.
Yeah. So yeah.
Now that we've wrapped up our excitement over Universal Studios Florida, it's time to turn our attention to what's next. Next week, we'll be diving into all the thrills and adventure awaiting us at Islands of Adventure.
Oh boy, I can't wait for that.
Where we're going to talk about Spider-Man the whole time.
Oh yeah, that might be an hour episode right there.
But I hope you guys join us then.
All right. Thanks, guys.